Prabhupada ki jai. So, I think fine, I'll just talk about this. We are all doing spirituality. I mean, this is some kind of, bhakti is a spiritual process, isn't it? That's without argument. But bhakti is very, very different process from other spiritual processes. We have to keep in mind. Although externally everything looks the same. Externally everything looks the same, but it's not like that. Externally, if you go to Haridwar, Rishikesh, there are yogis, they also chant Hare Krishna. Like Shivananda Ashram, they chant Hare Krishna. If you go to other yogi Chinmayananda Ashram, they also chant Hare Krishna. Many ashrams also they do bhajans and kirtans. Ravi Shankar, he is doing bhajans and kirtans. Art of Living People. So general people think, oh, it's all the same. What's the difference? Anyway, everybody is worshipping God, but no, there's a lot of difference. What is the difference? I'm going to tell you now, today. We're going to discuss this. So you see, largely there are there are so many spiritual processes, but they can be divided into two categories. So one category is meditation, which includes dhyan yogi, jnana yogi, hatha yogi, raj yogi. All these, there are different types of names. Like for example, Brahma Kumari, they are raj yogis. They have that process. Or maybe, for example, Yogananda Paramahamsa Kriya Yoga, or Chinmayanand Mission Dhyana Yoga, or maybe, so if you go to South, Iyengar, Krishnamurti, they are Hatha Yogis. So these are all process. Or if you go to Aghori, Sri Nath Sampradaya, they have this process. Their yoga is called as I forgot the name, but they have their own yoga. They largely follow Hatha Yoga, but they have the special name. Saptanga. If you go to Sadguru, Shunya program, Shambhavi, that's also a type of meditation. So these are all one category, meditations. Another category of spirituality is bhakti, devotion. Externally both will look same, because both they are also going to sit and meditate. We are also going to sit and chant God's name and meditate. It looks the same. They will also be doing services in the ashram. We also do services. They also read scriptures. We also read scriptures. They look the same, but there is a hell lot of difference. One way is this side, another way is this side. To understand this, you have to go inside the process. Externally, everything looks the same. Behind the screen, the mentality is completely different. Now you might ask me, what's the difference? Okay, what's the difference is, you see, in dhyana yoga, in meditation. So I'm not going to use dhyana yoga word now. I'll use meditation, because dhyana yoga is a part of meditation. You see, dhyana yoga, raja yoga, kundalini yoga, all these terms are there. So let's use the word meditation. For bhakti yoga, we use the word devotion. So in meditation, what happens is, you are trying to meditate. You are trying to use the power of concentration. That's what you are doing. But in devotion, when we are chanting God's name, we are not using the power of concentration. We might concentrate, of course we have to concentrate, but our focus is not power of concentration. We are using the power of love. It is, we are chanting God's name with interest and with enjoyment and with glorification of Lord. But meditation, you are simply concentrating. They are using the sound, the names of God as a sound to concentrate their mind. They have nothing to do with God in itself. They have nothing to do with interest in God. No, they are using sound vibration of names of God to focus their mind in one direction, to remove distractions. That's what they are doing. There's a lot of difference. So if you go to Shivananda ashram, they'll be chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. We'll be chanting. Of course, their chanting will look more appealing to you if you go. Because our devotees, they chant, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. They're chanting all over the place. They are just seeing here and there and roaming around and chanting, But if you see their chanting, they'll be sitting straight spine in Padmasana and like 2 hours full chanting, they'll say, come on, they are better than us. But they have not even begun to chant because their whole system is different. Their whole understanding is very, very different. You see you understood that's a difference. So most of these meditation people, they chant Om. They don't chant generally Hare Krishna, all this. They use the name Om. But that also, when they chant Om, they focus on the vibrations of Om. If you go in their classes, if you ask them what you are doing, they will tell, okay, you chant Om, and Om is divided into 3 parts, A, U and Ma. And when you chant Om, you see, first A, U and Ma, Om. So when you chant A, the voice A in Om, then you feel vibrations in lower part of your body, in Mooladhara chakra and Swadhisthana chakra. And when you chant when you chant you feel vibrations in your Manipur chakra and in your Anahata chakra, in the middle part of body. And when you chant Ma, you feel the vibration in your head, that is Vishuddhi chakra, Agya chakra and Sahasrara chakra. You see, it's a very different game altogether. Anybody who doesn't understand what's happening inside, okay, chanting Om. Yeah, Om is Vedas, and that's okay, You're chanting Hare Krishna, they're chanting Om, it's all the same. It's all the same, of course. Hare Krishna and Om is all the same. There's no difference. Because scripture says, Akarena uchyate Krishna, A is Krishna, U karena Shakti, U is Radharani, and Ma karena Jiva. And Ma is Bhakti. So that translates into Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. So Hare Krishna is also derived from Om. We might also chant Om. We also chant Om, isn't it? Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. In the beginning of lecture. But we don't do all this stuff, Om, we don't do this. But you can try. You try and you feel what they are doing. So when you chant you can try now. If you chant you will feel vibration in lower part of body. You try to do, you will feel that. I don't know, you can do now. I can do with you. If you chant you will feel vibration in lower part of body. And if you chant you will feel vibration in stomach and middle. If you chant Ma, in the head, clear, isn't it? It's like that. So their whole concept is they are constant. They are using the names of God. This is the second difference. They are using the name of God to develop concentration, and that's a disaster. That is, they are using God to increase their own concentration. That's clear offense. You can't use God for your own purpose, isn't it? That's crazy. So in other words, they are actually not elevating, they are going down because they are doing offense against God. You got the point? There's a difference there. Right? So, but in devotion, we don't use the name to concentrate, we serve the name. When we chant Om, we remember God. Otam Protam Iti Om. We remember Om. Om is the name of God, and it signifies that God is present everywhere. And we meditate, we have this thought Om, and we meditate on the quality of God, that He is all pervading, and we glorify Him like that. You see, it's a very different game, isn't it? Inside your head, something else is happening. External people, ordinary people, they say, oh, it's all the same. No, it's not all the same. One is an offender from the perspective of devotion. Meditators. But we are glorifying him. Second difference. Third difference in meditation and devotion is, in meditation what happens is, you will get powers slowly. Siddhis. Because you see, it's no magic, by the way. It is simple law of physics. When you concentrate your mind and you remove all distractions, what happens is, your mind is related to pranas, life force. When you focus your mind in one direction, either on sound or something else, whatever, but they are using the sound of God, name of God. So when your mind is concentrated, your life force, your pranas are concentrated. Mind is linked to pranas. If mind moves, pranas move. If mind stops, pranas stop. If prana stops, mind stops. So if you hold your breath, your mind will stop. And that is the yogis, they hold their breath, isn't it? Kumbhak. That is fact is holding breath. Immediately your mind stops. And if your mind stops, your breath stops. It goes very low, very low. In meditation, if you have done, anybody have done meditation, your breath will go very slow breathing. It will happen. So when your pranas become focused and they are not distracted, mind is not distracted, it is focused, pranas become focused. When life force becomes concentrated, then your physiology changes and you start getting powers. You start accessing the reality. Because of concentration, you can see the reality in your body and in microcosmos and macrocosmos, both. So that's what they are doing. You get power, automatically you get powers. See, I used to do meditation, transcendental meditation, when I was in college. That's why I know what happens in meditation. I'm telling you first hand experience. It's not just. So I used to do meditation for 10 hours, 12 hours, 13, 14, 15 hours. And after some time, what happened? I used to levitate above the ground, fly above the ground, around maybe 1.5 feet. Automatically. I used to think what's happening, but it's automatic. It happens. And then whatever I used to think, it used to happen. So once I did experiment, I did meditation for 15 hours. And then I thought in my mind, okay, my teacher, my professor in medical college, he'll come and today he will wear one blue socks and one red socks. And he will come in totally frustrated mood. He will scold everybody, but he will not scold me. I did that experiment. And when he came, blue socks, red socks, he was completely mad. He scolded everybody, or he didn't say anything to me. It was happening. So I understood, there is some power. And what happens when you start getting powers, you get distracted from the goal. One of my friend, he was doing meditation with me 10 hours. And he thought about his girlfriend 20 years back. And she suddenly appeared after 20 years. And they had some kind of whatever sex, and they were like completely crazy he became. And at one point of time, he was like flying in the air, so we have to catch him. Otherwise, he'll just fly in the sky. We caught him and we tied him on the bed. It was weird. So that happens itself. I mean to say, you start accessing the reality. And I can understand that happens, but that's a big distraction. Siddhis. But in path of devotion, you will never get siddhis. Krishna will not allow that. That's the point. He will not allow because he knows it will harm you. So you will be an ordinary man with no powers. And that's good. That's good, isn't it? You might think, I should have powers. All these, what's that? DC series? What's that? DC, yeah. DC series, all the Superman, Superwoman, and then Iron Man, and then what's that?
Marvel.
Yeah, Marvel, yeah. What's that? Captain
America.
Captain America. Who else is there?
Hulk. Yeah, so many.
All these characters, you know.
Loki.
Loki. Thor. Yeah, he's one of them. So, well, okay, fine, you know. And people think, you know, if we have also, like these are our heroes. And we all say, okay, I should also have power. I can become like them, but at least I can become rich. You know, that concept is there, being powerful. At least I can become rich and I can control people at my level. So I'm almost like a Thor and Superman, you know, like that feeling they have cultivated. And that's a problem. Real power is not to actually control. Real power is to become humble. That's real power. Real power is not to attack. Real power is to recede from attack. That people can't do, isn't it? Once when anybody beats you up, you just go and beat him. You're powerful? No. If you can stop yourself from beating him, that's real power. So that is devotion, you see. In devotion, Krishna saves us from all these siddhis and powers, so that we don't get distracted. We'll be like ordinary man, but happy. But they will have powers and siddhis, but they'll not be happy. That's the whole point there, because they get distracted from their goal. So that's the third difference between meditation and devotion. The fourth difference in meditation and devotion is, in meditation what happens is, you get peace, lot of peace, and that's no doubt. I have experienced that. You get peace which is undefinable. Undefinable peace. That's, I mean to say, I can't really explain, but once you do meditation for 8 and 10 hours, after meditation, when you open your eyes, you cannot see bad. Everything appears so good. And within your body, some fountain, cold water fountain will be there. You'll be standing in sun, but you'll be feeling cool. It'll just slow down your system, like balance your system. Every organ slows down. And not exactly like slow down, not in a bad sense, but in a good sense. So you feel a lot of peace, but that's a problem. Because you feel peace, you get stuck. Because now you don't want to serve God. You want to feel peace. And that peace in itself is so distracting. That's the whole point. Or it's so attracting. Whatever. It's so absorbing, that peace, that you don't feel like doing anything, not even serving God. And that's a problem. But in devotion, you don't get peace per se, but you get rasa, you get bliss, which inspires you to serve God. You get happiness. And then you want to serve God. There's a lot of difference. Within that happiness, peace is there, but that's not peace of same as meditation. There's a bliss, there's no peace, there's a bliss there. There's a difference there. So, another problem with meditation is you need a lot of knowledge, a lot of practice. You see, 10 hours meditation, I don't think so anybody of you on this forum can do. Is it? Can anybody do 10 hours? Okay, 2 hours, no problem. Okay, 1 hour. Half an hour also you will not be able to do. I am 100% sure. So you can't do. It is difficult. It requires lot of energy, lot of intelligence to understand what you are doing. It's not just you are just sitting closing your eyes. No, there are so many things you are doing inside. You are meditating on your chakras. You are trying to raise your kundalini, shakti. And then you have to do pranayam mechanism. You have to understand the science. There are so many things. So it's complex, but devotion is very simple. It's nothing complex. It's simple. You have to glorify God. So yeah, of course you have to understand God and you have to know about Him. But that's easy, very easy in comparison to understanding all these mechanics within your body, And you don't also require a lot of energy in that. Just glorify Him. That's all. That's another difference. One major difference between meditation and devotion is meditation is not practical because you have to sit and do, isn't it? You can't just walk and do meditation. Of course, you can if you go to Japan, Zen meditation. Zen people, they of course they have to sit and do meditation, but they also in the daily activities they do meditation while working. But having said that, the major part of the meditation is sitting. You can't meditate while walking, while talking. You can't do that. But devotion you can walk, talk, खाए शुए थे तथा नाम लोए. While eating, while walking, while doing anything, you can simply glorify Lord. You don't have to sit. And that's a problem because when I used to meditate, I used to sit and meditate. Okay, that was no problem. Even still I can do. But the point is, as soon as you get out of meditation, again distraction begins. But devotion is not like that, because devotion you can do while walking, talking and doing your work, So there's no chance of distraction. Meditation you have to sit and do. If you're not meditating, then the problem begins. Because you're not meditating. After meditation, for some time that hangover is there. Just like after drinking, hangover is there. But it fades down. It's not a permanent process. That's one major difference. It's not practical and permanent. Devotion is practical and it's permanent. That's devotion. So, that's about it. Yum. Okay, another thing. To do meditation, you need a lot of prerequisites. To do meditation, you need a lot of self-control, sense control, mind control. But in devotion, you don't require this. Of course, you require mind control, sense control. But the point is, in meditation, even to enter meditation, you require these qualifications. But in devotion, anybody can come, even without these qualifications. Of course, when you're practicing, then you require to advance. But entry, in meditation, even entry requires this qualification. But in devotion, you don't require these qualifications to enter. To advance, you might require mind control, sense control, but not to enter. That is why devotion is open to everybody. But meditation is not open to everybody. It's not. People meditate nowadays. There are a lot of courses on meditation, but that's all cheating, because real meditation stuff, it requires pre-qualifications. Otherwise you yourself see, if you are not having mind control, you can't sit and meditate, isn't it? Your mind will be all over. You can't do that. You will not be able to sit even for 15 minutes. You will feel restless. So, but in devotion, it's not like that. Devotion, it doesn't matter whether you're sitting or you can even dance and do devotion. So even if you're restless, you can do devotion, you can dance. Who stops from tongue? So one thing, these children in America, there's a lot of problem of ADHD. You know this? Attention Deficit Syndrome. Children are having, isn't it, ADHD? They can't just focus, they're like all over the place. So for them what process? Meditation, impossible. Devotion is there. So devotion is practical for everyone. But meditation is not for everyone. You can do devotion even in the womb of mother, Prahlad. You can do devotion even in the body of an animal, Bharat Maharaj, as a deer. You can do devotion even as being a number one fool, an uneducated person. Sudama. Meditation you can't do. Animal cannot do. In the womb you cannot do. Old people cannot. Ajamil, he could do devotion, but old person, he can't even sit in this Padmasana, his knees are out. So, you see the point. So, we are in a very good place, we are in a right place. But what I was trying to tell, externally, normal person, he will feel everything is same, but that's not the same. That's what I wanted to impress. If you really go inside the game, you will find it's just the opposite. Just the opposite. And that's why Mahaprabhu said, all these dhyanis and yogis, they are simply deluded and bewildered. Devotion is a process, yoga dharma for this stage, and that will help people to advance. Okay, any questions, anything now on this?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. This is 𝗙cie𝗹𝗹.
Yeah, Hare Krishna.
Can I ask one question?
Yeah.
So as we often hear, even in the 5th chapter also somewhere it says that these are just the terms. The actual yoga is a bhakti yoga. Somewhere there is a shloka also in Gita, I forgot. So then why these processes are existing? And Dhyan yoga and all these meditation processes are there. Why they are existing? Only to bewilder like any other negativity?
No, it's not to bewilder. Because everybody cannot have faith in God, and that's why for them what? So it's a process. At least something is better than nothing. And many people also have faith in their intelligence, in their own power. So okay, if you have faith in power and intelligence, do dhyana yoga. At least somehow or the other they come in the fold of Vedic knowledge, and then they advance. That's what.
So like often I read that everything has to culminate in bhakti. That's what you are telling?
Yeah. I mean, some process, something they will do. At least they will not do sin. Their mind will get controlled. Then they will come to sadhu sangha, and then they will come to devotion. Like that.
Okay. Can I ask another question? You said that in the meditation you receive power to control siddhi and all those things, but in devotion you get a power which you use to glorify, and then with the power you serve devotion.
No, in devotion we don't get power.
No. I'm mixing something. Sorry. There is a power to attack, but there is a power where you think not to attack.
Yeah, to receive. To receive.
Yes. So, I mean, you have mentioned that you have a power where you can attack because somebody's attacked you, but there is a greater power is not to attack that person that you get through. But you don't get siddhis and like that. So then how? I mean, is this the last limit? Is it the parakashtha of a devotee? Where is the defense mechanism will come in? At what stage, and at what stage we will give it up?
I don't. No. I was making a general statement. I don't know why.
Oh, general.
Yeah. It's a very general statement. Okay, fine. And so I think I see raised hands, isn't it?
Yes, today we have 42 devotees, so it is a...
Acha.
Yes. We have 42 devotees.
So, they have raised their hands. You can...
Where? I do not see raised hands.
Yeah, there are 4 raised hands here.
Somehow...
Yash.
Yeah, Justin. Yeah, pranams, Prabhu. Can you explain the difference between chanting japa out loud and in the mind?
Well, we don't chant in mind until unless your mind is super stable. So we chant loudly so that our mind doesn't go here and there. That is one difference. But nevertheless, even if your mind is super stable, still loud chanting is better in one sense, in the sense that loud chanting you are hearing and other living entities are also hearing holy name, so they also benefit. Only in that sense. But otherwise, mental chanting is very powerful, but it's not encouraged for people like us whose mind is like completely spaced out and like a monkey. If you try to do that, you will get stress. That's the whole problem. But this whole process of chanting is to make you relaxed and not stressed. So it will work the other way around. That's why it's not suggested.
Okay, now I see more raised hands. It was somehow hidden. So next is Sahil Arora Prabhu. Please, you can ask.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, thank you for your wonderful class as always, and telling all the difference between meditation and devotion. My question is from the last class, where you talk about the 8th verse of Nectar of Instruction. That verse talk about like utilizing 24 hours. Gita also says like 𝗙cie𝗹𝗹𝗶𝗹, and 𝗙cie also says 𝗙cie𝗹𝗹𝗶. So my question is, realistically or practically, is this apply only for sannyasi or brahmachari, or considering there are other responsibilities like work, what is this 24 hours apply for every ashram?
You are married?
Yeah.
Okay, fine. So when you go to job, do you forget your wife? No, yeah. So devotion is not dependent on any circumstance. If you love Krishna, if you develop love for him, you will never forget him, whatever you are doing. That is why Bhagavatam says, apratihata. It cannot be stopped in any circumstance, because it is nothing to do with concentration. If you are doing devotion as concentration, then you will find a problem. Because you have to do job and you have to concentrate somewhere else, then you can't concentrate. But if you are trying to love him, then there is absolutely no problem.
Thank you, Prabhu. So just a quick one, Prabhu. I heard your lectures on the YouTube where you talk about the na bhogi na tyagi bhakt bano. Is that lecture? One of the devotee was asking you when you said that Krishna gives you power, but you have to drop your asakti. So, but in today's lecture you said that Krishna doesn't give you power. So what is
No. Power means siddhis.
Okay.
No, that kind of power. Siddhis. Mystic powers.
Okay. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much. Next is 𝗙cie𝗶𝗹𝗶 Mataji, please.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, please accept my humble obeisances. Always Srila Prabhupada. Prabhu, I think you have answered with the previous question, but still, how can a Kanishta Adhikari understand that they're chanting for love? Where it may be understanding of chanting out of fear of consequences or out of duty, then we try to unravel the love, but initially at least we may be chanting to control the mind and still we are committing the offense on the strength of the holy name.
Okay. Initially it will happen, but slowly you have to chant out of love, in the sense you have to chant to glorify him. Now, how do you know that? You know that if you chant and if you spontaneously remember Krishna, then that means you're chanting properly. Kirtana prabhave smarana swabhave. When you chant with love, automatically remember. Isn't it? That's obvious, isn't it? If I chant somebody's name with love, I'll remember him. So remembrance will come with chanting. If remembrance is not coming with chanting, then we are not chanting with love. We are chanting through order or through fear of offenses or whatever it is. It's not an ideal platform, but fine, it's a starting. But we should not get stuck in that. So how to get remembrance while chanting? If you develop love for Krishna, how to develop love for him? By doing service, by reading his pastimes and form and names, And then when you develop love, you will see the effect of that love in your chanting through spontaneous remembrance. Not artificial remembrance, but spontaneous remembrance.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Prabhu. One more question. Yes, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Ultimately, we have to do bhakti yoga. So why Lord Krishna describe this meditation process in Badrikashram?
I can't. There's a lot of what's that? Can you just? There's a lot of noise. Something. Can you repeat?
Yes, Prabhu. Why Lord Krishna describe this meditation process? Ultimately, we have to do bhakti.
I explained. No, I explained. This is not for us. This is for people who cannot come in bhakti. So Krishna is God. He has to give options for everybody, isn't it? He can't just leave other people. So he has some method for them who can come to bhakti. Later they will come to bhakti. But we are fortunate. We have just come to bhakti itself.
Roaming around some subjects and all.
Your voice is not clear, Yash Prabhu.
Okay,
I
fine.
hope you have heard, sir.
Fine. Anybody else? Fine. That's because connection is not good.
Yeah. Anyone else has any related question? I do not see any raised hand.
Yeah. So you know what? Just a footnote there that why I told you this difference, because most of us might be doing chanting as a meditation, not as a devotion. That is very important to understand this. We all might be chanting, we all might be concentrating on holy names, or we might be expecting peace from holy name. That's all. You're not in devotion, you're in meditation now. And that is not right, but that is not even but that is even offensive. So we don't have to do like that. Of course, in the initial stages you can, because we don't understand anything, isn't it? Initial stages, fine, you concentrate, you do for peace, that's okay. But as you advance in devotion, you have to leave this platform and go forward and chant with priti, with love. Love is a very I'm not using love in a very technical sense, in a very ordinary sense. With interest, let's put it like that. Chant with interest, ruchi. And to do that, you have to do service and reading of pastimes of the Lord, and then you'll be able to do it. Otherwise, you'll not be able to do it. So that's the whole thing. Most of us, we are chanting as a meditation, not as devotion. That we should avoid. Otherwise, we will not have result of devotion. We'll be chanting whole word. We'll be chanting, we'll keep on chanting whole life, but no result. And then we'll say, nothing happens. What's this? We lose enthusiasm and go down. That's why I told you all these things.
There is a question, Prabhu, raised hand.
Yeah.
Can we have a question? Okay. Sridevi Radhika, please ask your question.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, you said that while service can help us in raising, how to say that? Should I speak in Hindi, Prabhu? Is it better? प्रभु सर्विस करते वक्त हम लोग इसलिए सर्विस करते हैं कि भगवान के प्रति हमारा प्रेम बढ़े, लेकिन उसके अंदर करते करते ये चीज आई जाती है कि एक्चुअली हम एंजॉय कर रहे होते हैं,
वो तो है,
ये चीज उसमें भी आती है। फिर जब ये ज्ञान आने लगता है कि एक्चुअली हम एंजॉय कर रहे हैं, हमें घमंड आ रहा है, तो हम उस सर्विस को छोड़ना चाहते हैं और हटना चाहते हैं।
वो गलत है।
लेकिन सर्विस नहीं करें तो करें क्या? तो इसको कैसे बैलेंस करें प्रभु?
कुछ नहीं, वो सर्विस मत छोड़ो और उसको ठीक करने की कोशिश करो, क्योंकि हम वही सर्विस करते रहेंगे, नहीं छोड़ देंगे, फिर दूसरी सर्विस, तीसरी सर्विस, उसको एडवांस नहीं करेंगे। सो वही सर्विस करें, बट वी हैव टू चेंज आवर एटीट्यूड. हमें देखना पड़ेगा, अगर हम जो प्रॉब्लम आ रही है उसका सॉल्यूशन फिर करना पड़ेगा हमें. अगर सर्विस करते करते हमें घमंड आ रहा है तो फिर उसका सॉल्यूशन, प्रैक्टिकल सॉल्यूशन देखें. ओके फाइन, हमें घमंड आ रहा है, हम बहुत हाई फाई सर्विस कर रहे हैं. ओ ये क्या हो गया? सो इफ वी आर डूइंग सर्विस एंड हाँ, और हमें इतना घमंड आ रहा है तो उसका सॉल्यूशन क्या? ओके, उसका सॉल्यूशन है कि हम सर्विस करें और दूसरों की सर्विसेज को अप्रिशिएट करें, तो हमारा घमंड कम होगा. फॉर एग्जाम्पल मैं कह रहा हूँ, या अगर हम सर्विस कर रहे हैं, हम कृष्ण को भूलते जा रहे हैं, तो क्या करें? तो फिर हम सर्विस करते वक्त फिर हम कुछ सॉन्ग्स लर्न करें, प्रेयर्स लर्न करें, और सर्विस करते वक्त उसको हम बोलते रहें. या सर्विस के बीच बीच में हम भगवान के श्लोकास लर्न करें, उसको हम रिमेंबर करें, तो फिर धीरे धीरे हमारी वो प्रॉब्लम चली जाएगी. सो दैट्स ऑल. तो दूर भागने से कुछ नहीं होगा, उसका प्रैक्टिकल सॉल्यूशन हम अप्लाई करें तो ठीक हो जाएगा.
कभी कभी सर्विस करने में वैसे भी समस्याएं आती हैं, आजू बाजू माहौल वगैरह, बहुत सारी ओपिनियन, सब कुछ, तब भी हम थोड़ा डिस्करेज होके उससे बच के भागने की कोशिश करते हैं. तो इसमें भी क्या प्रॉब्लम है? सर्विस कंटिन्यू करनी चाहिए
ऐसे ऊपर? किसमें क्या कह रहे हैं? कैन यू रिपीट?
सर्विस करते करते समस्याएं भी आती हैं और डिवोटीज भी हैं, अलग अलग थॉट्स प्रोसेस वगैरह सब चलते हैं, तो बहुत बार बहुत सारे ऑब्स्टिकल्स आते हैं. तो क्या उसमें भी हम सोचते हैं कि हम छोड़ ही दें इसको और हट जाए? तो क्या सॉल्यूशन उसके अंदर होना चाहिए? हमें करते रहना चाहिए उसी परिस्थिति में अपने आप को?
जब प्रॉब्लम्स आ रही हैं सर्विस में, तो कोशिश करें सर्विस कंटिन्यू करें, क्योंकि प्रॉब्लम्स ही हमारी फ्रेंड हैं. प्रॉब्लम्स आर आवर फ्रेंड. If we are facing problems in services, we must continue it, because problems will help us to advance. Problems will help us to advance. इसको हटाओ, वो आँख में आ रहा है. It's like it's crazy. So problems ऊपर से रखो ऐसे खड़े होके. हाँ, so problems help us to advance. That's the whole point there. Because problems are put by Krishna for us. He is arranging problems for us, and now due to problems we are leaving service. So Krishna will say, I have arranged something, and he is running away. So how he will elevate? You see, is the point? So yeah, so if you face problems in services, don't leave the service. Face the problems and try to think of a practical solution. And what will happen is you will become wise, and you will understand how to go beyond these problems. And then you will be able to help others also, because others will also face the same problem. And then what you will advise? You see, and then you will advise, okay, I ran away, so you also keep on running. We will not be able to help. So it's good that we will be able to help others, and also we will learn many new things. When someone faces challenges, his strength increases if he faces the challenge. And he learns many new techniques to actually overcome the challenge. So it's a mercy of God if you are facing problems. As far as possible, try to continue. But don't just keep on continuing. Think of a solution that will help you to advance. A practical solution that will force you to think, go deep. Think of some solutions, think of some, all this will force you to widen your mind, broaden your mind and heart also. Because if you have problems and if you can live with them, then you become more tolerant, more generous, you see. So it helps, that's all. Okay.
There is one more question, Prabhu. One probably. 𝗙cie𝗶𝗹 Mataji, do you still have a question?
No, Prabhu, sorry.
It's done.
Okay. All right. Yes, Prabhu, you also have, or
No.
you're done?
Forget him.
Okay.
His connection is not right.
Okay, so, yeah. Thank you very much, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, thank you.
Very simple and wonderful topic.
Hare Krishna, 𝗙liche𝗶𝗶 𝗹𝗶 कृपा सिन्धुभ्यो च पतितानां नमो नमः.